Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make southern fried cabbage. It's one of my favorite side dishes and my husband loves it as well. So if you want to know how to make this super easy side dish, stay tuned. Okay, I am back to show you how to make southern fried cabbage. So I only use bacon and cabbage. I know some people put onions in theirs and so forth, but I just really like to keep mine simple. So in my freezer, I had 5 strips of bacon left, and if you remember, I'm in the middle of my pantry challenge, so I'm trying to use what I have. So I have 5 strips of bacon, and I like to cut mine up pretty finely. I just stack the bacon on top of each other, and first I cut it this way, and then I'll go back and chop it again. If you have kitchen scissors, you can use that too. So I cut it one way and then I go back and just chop it into smaller pieces. Okay, I have finished chopping up all of my bacon. Now I'm going to wash my hands quickly and I'll come back and show you how to chop up the cabbage. Okay, so now we're going to cut up the cabbage. So this is a 3-pound cabbage that I got, and I think it would be considered a medium-sized cabbage, so about a 3-pound cabbage is what you'll need. And for those of you that haven't actually cut up a cabbage before, I wanted to show you how to do that. So this cabbage doesn't look the best, so all you have to do is just peel out the outer layers, the ones that you don't want. So just peel them off. Or maybe there's just one spot in the cabbage that you're not crazy about, you can just peel it off. So peel off all the stuff you don't want and you're not crazy about. So I have all, oh, here's a little spot right here. Okay, and then you're gonna cut off this end part as well. And you're just gonna toss it to the side. Now, what I typically do is I cut up my cabbage first and then I rinse the whole thing off. So all you do is put it flat down, just like that, to make it easier to cut. And I cut mine in 4 sections. So I cut it like this. 1, and then I cut another side. I don't have much room on my cutting board, so I'll cut this off and then you'll just cut this side, and then I forgot about this. You're gonna cut this down too, but not the actual core. So you're gonna avoid that core, you're gonna cut everything around the core. All right, so my cabbage is all chopped up and I'm going to rinse this off and I'll come back and show you how to pan fry it. Okay guys, I am back. Here is the bacon that I cut up a little bit earlier. I'm getting ready to put it in a skillet and let it fry and let it crisp up. Okay, I am back and the bacon is finished. As you can see there, it's nice and crispy. And you'll also see it has a bunch of oil in there. Now, you want to keep that because that is what the cabbage is going to fry in. And I also removed it from the burner because chances are the cabbage is going to pop when I put the cabbage in there because I just rinsed it with water, so it's gonna have some water in there too. So I pulled it off of the burner. You're gonna leave all the fat and bacon in there and you're going to pour your cabbage in slowly. So I'm just gonna pour it in. Get it all in there. and you're gonna put it back on the burner. Now the reason I cook my cabbage in a skillet as opposed to a pan is because you do want the cabbage to fry. So I'm gonna turn this back up to a medium heat, and I'm just gonna let it sit there until the cabbage wilts down. If you cook your fried cabbage in a pot, something that you would boil pasta in, then it's going to actually steam the cabbage, and it'll have a lot of water in there because cabbage gives off a lot of water. So you do want to fry your cabbage in an actual frying pan, just like this. So you're just gonna let it sit there until it starts to wilt, until you can easily turn it. You're not going to put a cover on it. The same reason why I mentioned earlier is because cabbage has a lot of water in it. So if you put a lid on it, when you cook the cabbage, it's actually going to be, it's gonna put out a lot of water, and your cabbage is going to be watery. I prefer mine to be fried, where there's very little water in there. So I'm just going to let this sit for a while. And as you can see, I'm just kind of gently turning it over just a little bit. So I don't want it to burn. So I'm just turning it just ever so lightly in the pan. You can see that bacon pulling up to the top. And I'm just going to let it sit there probably for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and turn it a little bit more. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention to you guys is I know that when some people make fried cabbage, they use onions in it, they use bell pepper. The reason I don't is I just really like cabbage, fried cabbage, just very simple. The other reason is because, again, onions and pepper, they have water in them, and I don't like a watery cabbage, so I just like mine fried. And if you want additional salt, of course you can add it. For me, the bacon has enough salt in it. I may hit it with a little bit at the end if it doesn't have enough salt, but usually you don't need any extra salt. If you like black pepper, go ahead and add that. But I am just going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back, stir it again. Usually takes about 15 minutes or so for it to cook up, but I will be back and show you the finished product. Okay guys, here is the finished product, fried cabbage. So this cooked for about 13 minutes with the top off, as I mentioned, and all I did was every once in a while I would go back and stir it up just to make sure that the cabbage wasn't sticking. And it did end up needing a little bit more salt, so at the end of the cooking time, I added in my salt, which I would suggest that you do that as well. You don't want to over salt it. So I added my salt in at the end, and as you can see, it was very simple to do. 2 ingredients, bacon and cabbage. That's all you need to make Southern fried cabbage. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that recipe for easy Southern fried cabbage. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. See you next time.